Hello everyone and welcome back to Elder Insights. I hope you're doing well today. If you're new to the channel, I'm so glad you found us. Here at Elder Insights, we're all about providing valuable tips, advice, and inspiration to help you live your best life as you grow older. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button and give us a like. It helps us bring you more of the content that matters most to you. Now let me ask you this. Have you ever wondered if the way you're living now might actually be slowing you down more than you think? It's easy to feel like we're just getting older, and that's just how life goes, right? But what if I told you that there are simple mistakes many of us make as we age that actually accelerate the decline in our health and happiness? You might be thinking, what kind of mistakes? Well, let me tell you, by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what those mistakes are and how to avoid them. We're talking about things like ignoring physical health, withdrawing from social life, refusing to embrace change, mismanaging finances, and losing your sense of purpose. These are the 5 major traps that can sneak up on us if we're not paying attention. And here's the kicker. The most surprising part of this video comes at the end, so be sure to stick around until the very last moment. You won't want to miss it. But first, let's dive into how ignoring your physical health can lead to long-term consequences. We all know that getting older comes with some aches and pains, but if we don't take small steps to stay active, those little inconveniences can spiral into much bigger issues. I'll share a story with you that will make you think twice before skipping that daily walk. If you're ready to discover these powerful insights and learn how to avoid these common traps that threaten your happiness and health, keep watching. And remember, sharing this video with your friends and family can help them too. We're here to support each other on this journey, so your feedback and support really motivate us to keep creating more valuable content just for you. Let's get started. Number 1, ignoring your physical health. Have you ever found yourself ignoring those little aches and pains, telling yourself it's just part of getting older? Maybe you're starting to feel like simple tasks, like taking a walk or doing everyday chores, are becoming more difficult, but you convince yourself it's nothing to worry about. But what if I told you that this mindset could be making things worse in the long run? I've had my fair share of moments when I felt like my body was slowing down, but I soon realized that neglecting my physical health wasn't the solution. I remember the day when I struggled to climb a flight of stairs that had always been easy for me. That moment made me stop and think, was I letting myself fall into the trap of aging without taking action? I had to make a choice, and although it wasn't easy, it was necessary. Take Jack, for instance. Jack is 72, and he used to be so active that he couldn't go a day without a walk in the park. But over time, mild joint pain crept in, and he started skipping his daily walks. He thought resting would help. Days turned into weeks, and Jack began noticing something unsettling. His energy levels began to drop. Tasks that used to feel effortless, like climbing stairs or bending down, became exhausting. His body had started to atrophy because he had allowed himself to fall into a cycle of inactivity. It wasn't until Jack found himself out of breath after a simple walk to the mailbox that he realized the toll his inactivity had taken. By the time he decided to get back to his exercise routine, he had lost much of his strength and endurance. It took months to rebuild his fitness, and it wasn't easy. He had to push through physical pain, self-doubt, and frustration. But in the end, he regained his vitality. Jack's story serves as a powerful reminder that the longer you let physical decline take hold, the harder it becomes to reverse. You might be thinking, I'm not Jack and I don't have time for an intense workout. But it's not about perfection, it's about consistency. Start small. Maybe it's just a 15-minute walk every day, or stretching in the morning to wake up your muscles. It doesn't matter how slowly you go, as long as you keep moving. Strength training doesn't have to involve heavy weights. Using light resistance bands or doing simple bodyweight exercises can go a long way in preserving muscle mass, which is crucial for maintaining balance and mobility. I know it may feel like there's no time, But trust me, investing just a little effort every day can have a significant impact on your overall well-being. If you want to feel better, move better, and live better in the years ahead, now is the time to make those small, manageable changes. Start with simple steps. Take that walk, stretch before bed, or use light weights during TV time. You'll notice the difference sooner than you think. As we dive deeper into the changes that can make a difference, let's talk about something many of us overlook: our physical health. It's easy to let the years slip by without noticing the subtle changes in our bodies. But just like Jack, whose story reminds us of the importance of keeping active, many of us risk letting small aches and pains grow into bigger issues if we ignore them. Number 2, withdrawing from social life. As we age, it's easy to think that withdrawing from social life is just a natural part of the process. But what if I told you that this way of thinking might be leading you down a path you don't want to take? The truth is, loneliness is not just an inevitable part of getting older. It's a choice, and it's a choice that can have serious consequences on your health. Maybe you've started to notice that as you grow older, it's becoming easier to say no to invitations, skip family gatherings, or stop calling old friends. But let me tell you, this kind of withdrawal can quietly take away the very things that keep you happy, healthy, and vibrant. The effects of social isolation are profound. Studies have shown that staying connected to others isn't just good for the soul, it's essential for our mental and physical well-being. When we isolate ourselves, we become more vulnerable to problems like depression, cognitive decline, and even heart disease. These are not abstract concerns. They're real risks that can arise from cutting ourselves off from meaningful relationships. Our minds and bodies are made for interaction, and when we shut ourselves off from the world, it's like we're slowly disconnecting from life itself. Take Evelyn, for example. Evelyn is 78, and over time she began to withdraw from social events and cut off contact with her old friends. It started with skipping a few book club meetings, then gradually avoiding phone calls and birthday parties. Before long, she found herself spending most of her days alone. Her energy started to fade, and her mood darkened. She began to feel like the world was moving on without her. Her once sharp mind became foggy, and the joy of life seemed to slip away. But here's where it gets interesting. One day, Evelyn decided to pick up the phone and call an old friend. The conversation was brief, but something incredible happened. She felt a spark of connection, a reminder that she wasn't alone. And with that simple step, Evelyn started reconnecting with her community. She began attending social events again, even joining a local painting class, something she had always loved but had neglected for years. The change was immediate. Her mood lifted, her energy returned, and she felt more alive than she had in months. Reaching out, reconnecting with others, brought new life into her. Evelyn wasn't just going through the motions anymore. She was truly living again. What can you learn from Evelyn's story? It's simple. Never underestimate the power of social connections. Having people around you, whether it's family, friends, or even acquaintances from a club or group, plays a vital role in keeping your mind sharp and your heart light. The loneliness you might feel is not just emotional, it can affect your physical health as well, leading to problems that can make life harder. But the good news is, you have the power to change this. You don't have to wait until you're feeling isolated to start making connections. Start small today. Reach out to a friend you haven't spoken to in a while, or make an effort to attend one social event each week, no matter how small. If leaving the house seems difficult, consider joining an online community or setting up regular phone calls with family members. These small steps can make a big difference in your life. It's all about taking action now, not waiting until it's too late. Socializing doesn't have to mean attending large gatherings or meeting 100 people. It's the small, meaningful connections that matter most. Once you start reaching out, you'll notice the difference in how you feel and in how you view the world around you. Even in your later years, you deserve to experience joy, connection, and the kind of engagement that keeps your spirit young. Don't let isolation take that away from you. Make the effort, and you'll find that the rewards are greater than you ever imagined. While staying physically active is important, just as crucial is maintaining our social connections. Evelyn's story reminds us how easy it is to fall into isolation, but also how powerful reaching out to others can be. And just like she found a new spark by reconnecting, embracing change in how we interact with the world can help us stay connected and engaged, even as we grow older. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 inches below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support allows us to continue sharing valuable insights and inspiration with you. Let's keep moving forward together. Number 3, refusing to embrace change. Change can be a frightening thing, especially as we grow older. After all, you've spent decades following certain routines, holding on to things that felt familiar and comforting. But let me ask you, how often have you felt left behind as the world around you evolves? And how often have you resisted it, simply because it seemed too complicated or unnecessary? You're not alone in this. I know from experience that embracing change isn't easy, but it's essential if we want to continue fully participating in life. The truth is, resisting change can create a kind of self-imposed isolation that limits your opportunities for growth, connection, and enjoyment. Let's talk about George, an 80-year-old man who, for the longest time, refused to switch to a smartphone. George loved his old flip phone, simple, reliable, and easy to use. In his mind, it was all he needed. But as the years passed, he started to notice a shift. His family members were using smartphones to send pictures, share updates, and stay in touch through group chats. When George tried to connect with them, it became clear that his old phone wasn't capable of much beyond making calls or sending texts. The invitations to family group chats passed him by, and he couldn't even join the online meetings his grandchildren invited him to. The technology that could have helped him stay close to his loved ones had instead become a barrier. Finally, after realizing he was missing out, George decided it was time to make a change. It wasn't easy at first. He felt overwhelmed by all the new features, the apps, the touchscreen. But with a little patience and some guidance from his daughter, he began to understand the basics. It didn't take long for George to realize how much easier life became once he learned to use his smartphone. He could video call his grandchildren, send pictures of his gardening projects, and even order groceries online, things he never imagined doing before. The change wasn't just about technology. It was about giving himself the chance to remain connected, engaged, and involved in the modern world. George's story offers an important lesson. Change doesn't have to be intimidating. Embracing new things, whether it's a gadget, a new way of thinking, or a different approach to everyday tasks, can open up new opportunities and help us stay active and involved in life. I understand that stepping into something unfamiliar can feel daunting, especially after years of doing things the same way. But I want to remind you, it's never too late to try. You might surprise yourself with what you're capable of learning and how much easier life can be once you embrace change. Take a moment to think about the small changes you could make today. Maybe it's exploring online banking to save time and avoid trips to the bank. Or perhaps it's downloading an app to help keep track of your medications or appointments. It doesn't matter how small the change is. What matters is taking that first step. Every new skill you learn, every new habit you form, will help keep your mind sharp and your days more convenient. It's not about being overwhelmed by the idea of change, but about taking one manageable step at a time. You might find that technology isn't as difficult as it seems, and you might even discover that learning something new brings a sense of pride and accomplishment you didn't expect. So, if you've been putting off trying something new, why not give it a try today? Whether it's learning how to send an email or ordering something online, these small changes can enrich your life in ways you never imagined. Embrace what's ahead. Don't shy away from it. You can do this, and it's never too late to start. Now, as we look at embracing change, it's not just about staying connected or learning something new. It's also about ensuring we have the resources to enjoy those changes. That's where managing our finances comes into play. Claire's story illustrates a common issue many face in retirement. While we may think we're secure, the reality is that a lack of financial planning can derail our peace of mind. Number 4, mismanaging finances. When we reach retirement age, many of us feel that the heavy financial burdens of our working years should be behind us. After all, we spent decades saving, investing, and building up our nest eggs, right? But here's the reality. Just because we've retired doesn't mean our finances are automatically secure. In fact, the opposite can be true if we're not careful. Mismanaging money, especially in retirement, can quickly lead to financial insecurity, leaving us unprepared for the challenges life throws our way. And let's face it, those challenges can be costly. Medical expenses, unexpected emergencies, or the rising cost of living can all put a strain on your savings. Consider Claire, a 70-year-old woman who thought she had everything figured out. After years of hard work, she retired comfortably, enjoying the freedom to spend her money without much thought. She traveled, treated herself to little luxuries, and gave generously to her loved ones. Life seemed perfect, but as time passed, the reality of retirement began to set in. By the time Claire reached her late 70s, she noticed something troubling. Her savings were disappearing faster than expected. Unexpected health costs and the growing cost of living had slowly drained her finances. What she once believed was a comfortable cushion now felt dangerously thin. There was no emergency fund to cover mounting medical bills, and Claire found herself struggling to make ends meet. It wasn't just the basics. She had to scale back on everything, even the small pleasures that had made her retirement feel so rewarding. What Claire experienced is a reality that many of us could face if we're not vigilant about our finances in retirement. The truth is, retirement isn't a time to stop paying attention to your financial situation. Proper financial planning isn't just about having enough money to get by. It's about being prepared for the unexpected and making sure your savings last as long as you do. Without a realistic budget, it's easy to slip into unnecessary spending or fail to account for the rising costs of medical care and long-term care. It's important to understand that retirement comes with its own financial challenges. That's why setting up a budget is so critical. Think of it as your guide, a way to help you track your spending, prepare for unexpected expenses, and adjust when necessary. It's also essential to plan for potential healthcare costs. As we age, our health needs tend to increase, so having a plan for those expenses is key. And don't overlook inflation. While it might seem like a distant concern, the rising cost of goods and services can have a significant impact on your retirement savings over time. Another important aspect of managing finances as a senior is protecting yourself from financial scams. Unfortunately, seniors are often targeted by fraudsters who prey on trust or a lack of awareness. That's why it's crucial to stay vigilant and consult trusted family members or a financial advisor if you're uncertain about a financial decision. Don't hesitate to ask for help. You've worked hard to get where you are, and you deserve to enjoy your retirement without the worry of financial uncertainty. If you haven't started planning for future needs yet, it's never too late. Start today by reviewing your expenses, setting up a realistic budget, and making sure you're prepared for the costs that come with aging. If you're unsure where to begin, consider reaching out to a financial advisor or a trusted family member who can help guide you through the process. The peace of mind that comes with knowing your finances are secure is worth every effort. Don't let poor financial management steal your golden years. Take control now, and you'll set yourself up for a more comfortable, worry-free retirement. Finally, after securing our health and finances, the next step is finding a sense of purpose that keeps us engaged and excited each day. Susan's experience with rediscovering joy through knitting highlights how meaningful and fulfilling life can still be after retirement, as long as we continue to challenge ourselves. If you're still here and loving these ideas, drop a number 4 sheet in the comments to let me know. And if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you're always updated. Your support allows us to continue sharing valuable insights and inspiration with you. Let's keep moving forward together. Number 5, losing a sense of purpose. Have you ever felt like after retirement, your days started to blur together, one indistinguishable from the next? Perhaps you found yourself wondering, what's the point of starting something new at this age? It's easy to fall into that mindset, thinking that your best years are behind you. But what if I told you that feeling disconnected and uninspired isn't a natural part of aging? It's something we can change. I've been there myself. There was a time when I wondered if there was anything meaningful left for me to do. It's easy to think that retirement means slowing down and leaving behind the activities that once gave life so much meaning. But I soon realized that finding a new sense of purpose can be as simple as learning something new or connecting with others in a different way. Take Susan, a 75-year-old woman whose story deeply resonates with me. After retiring, Susan started to feel like her best days were behind her. The pace of life had slowed, and she couldn't shake the feeling of being disconnected from the things that once brought her joy. She stopped engaging in the hobbies she loved and found herself slipping into a routine that left her uninspired. It was as if a fog had settled over her life. But everything changed when Susan decided to take up knitting, something she had always wanted to try. She joined a local craft group, and suddenly, she felt a spark of life return. The simple act of learning something new not only gave her a renewed sense of purpose, but also opened doors to new friendships and connections. She was amazed at how mentally sharp she became as she focused on acquiring new skills. What started as a small step led to a profound transformation. She felt more engaged, more alive, and more connected than she had in years. Susan's story highlights an important truth. Staying mentally active is just as crucial as staying physically active. When we stop challenging our minds, we begin to feel like we've lost our place in the world. But there's always room to grow. Whether it's pursuing a new hobby, picking up a book, or volunteering, these activities provide a sense of purpose that can make every day more fulfilling. If you're feeling disconnected or like there's nothing left for you to do, I encourage you to take that first step towards something new. It doesn't matter if it's a small change or a big one. What matters is that you're engaging your mind and heart in a way that brings joy and fulfillment. Age is never a barrier to personal growth. Today is as good a day as any to find something that reignites that spark within you. The lessons we've learned today are simple yet powerful. It's never too late to take control of your health, your social life, and your financial security. Small steps can lead to huge changes, and by staying proactive, you can make the most of your later years. Whether it's moving a little more each day, reconnecting with friends, embracing new changes, managing your finances better, or finding a new purpose, it all begins with one decision: to start now. I encourage you to take action today. Start with one small change, one step that moves you closer to a healthier, happier, and more fulfilling life. Remember, it's never about perfection, it's about progress. So if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, give us a like, and share this video with someone who could benefit from these tips. Let's help each other grow and thrive, no matter our age. And now I'd love to hear from you. What change will you make today? Drop a comment below, whether it's taking a walk, calling an old friend, or something else. Let's start a conversation and share our experiences. I read every comment and look forward to hearing your thoughts. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Stay healthy, stay happy, and take care of yourself. See you soon.